mother should know. Your mother should know.
Joining us now is a woman who knows all about the trials and tribulations of being a stepmom and has created a platform for other stepmoms to support each other along the way. Please welcome a mother and stepmom to 7 children, count them 7, and a good friend of mine, Sarah Paterson, to What She Said.
Thanks, Kara.
I'm glad you're here. Why don't you start out by giving us a brief history of your family?
Yes, well, I feel like I should provide a spreadsheet, but you can't do that over, the radio. But so there's 3 different moms. With the first mom, there's a 20-year-old and 19-year-old girl. And then with the second mom, there's a 13-year-old boy, 11-year-old girl, and 7-year-old boy. See, everyone gets confused. Sorry. And then I have a 4-year-old girl and a 1.5-year-old girl as well. So 7 in total.
Okay, so let me just cover. So you're your husband's third wife?
I'm his third wife. They say third's a charm.
Finally got it
Third
right.
time's a charm. Fingers crossed.
So the 4-year-old and the 1-year-old
are ours.
Are yours. So
Together.
you're a mother and a stepmother, and there's a total of 7 children.
Correct. All with the same dad.
From what, 20 to 1? 20
Yes.
years to
so
1?
I'll do it a little bit easier. 1, 4, 7, 11, 13, 19, 20.
God bless you.
Can you fit in a car?
Currently, no.
Is everybody still living at home?
No. So, well, sort of. The 2 older girls are away at school, and then they come various times or at summertime or visit us up north, that sort of thing. So we often have 5 at once. We always usually 10. When it was the first 2 sets, we always had them at the same time. So very complicated, always very busy, and then always very quiet.
So why start socialstepmom.com?
Yeah, so in a sea of mommy blogs, when I became a stepmom, there was nothing out there. And I had no idea sort of the resources out for moms because I wasn't really looking for it. I was not a mom at the time, but I was a stepmom. So when I hit to being a mom, I realized how many resources there are for mothers and the lack of resources for stepmoms. And I literally woke up one day with an epiphany. I was having a really tough time. I woke up and I said to my husband, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a platform for stepmoms to network together face to face, because every time I'm out and I travel all over the world, people will come to me and go, oh my God, I heard you have multiple stepkids, a couple ex-wives. How do you do it? What do you do? Here's my scenario. Here's what I'm doing. Can we meet for lunch, coffee, dinner? And it just kept growing and growing. So I thought, why not put stepmoms face to face? There are a few coaches out there, and I hope to pull everyone together on this platform, but not a ton out there that I could reach out to and find. But with stepmoms, it's really easy to bounce off ideas, or have you ever been through this? Or, oh, I've been through a similar, or, this is a typical situation, here's what you have to do. So it's really, really great putting people face to face. And that's my idea of, there's 4 parts to it, but that's one of the major parts.
So what do you think the biggest problem that affects all stepmothers is? Is it the relationship with the ex?
We just did an Ipsos survey, and 85% said that the exes make their lives more difficult. 91% said that the hindrance of being a stepmom really is the different parenting styles. So imagine with a normal family, if you can say normal family these days, just a dad and a mom and a couple kids. And if you have a conflict of parenting styles, imagine having 4 people or 3 or, how many additional people to get into parenting. So that I find is the tough one, probably the most tough of them all.
What is the Social Stepmom Society, and when does it launch?
So it launches in the fall, mainly around October. And what that will do is it'll be like a Facebook for stepmoms, a place for you to go to meet other stepmoms. So if you're so I had a woman reach out to me in Germany saying, oh my God, when is the society ready? I want to be an ambassador. So for example, she doesn't know very many people in Germany, but with Social Stepmom, hopefully other stepmoms can join, and then she can put on wine and cheeses in her home, or we can throw parties. So I'm throwing launch parties, which is Toronto, Vancouver, New York, LA. And that's going to put people together in a sort of bigger bang, but then also we'll have sort of meetups and groups that you can join as well. Additionally, within the society, though, there'll be all kinds of tools, coaches, advice, tons of different unique things to offer.
Kara, I think it sounds like a reality show.
It is.
It would be a very juicy one.
Oh, so, okay, tell me about the feedback so far. Tell me some interesting things you've heard from people, replying back to you, how you've helped them.
Feedback has been nothing but positive, thanking me for being a stepmom and putting myself out there, or providing these tools for people. So one of the tools we have on the sort of more public site is a OMG help me section. In this, oh my God, help me, is those moments where you're in the closet or you're in the whatever crying and you need some help, and you go and you could read through all of the advice given through various doctors or other stepmom stories or from the kids. The reaction has been so positive that I've been doing some really great things. So I've been invited, I've been on CHCH, I've been on Breakfast Television, The Globe did an article, I've been on the cover of the Stepmom magazine, I'm speaking at Harvard, I think we spoke about briefly.
You're speaking at Harvard?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So on Friday, I'm going to be speaking to 150 alumni business people. So super exciting, a little bit nerve-wracking, but super exciting. So yeah, they jumped on the opportunity, and which seemingly is happening more and more. So I don't know if you all saw the post on CNN the other day, 2 days ago. So CNN posted, it was a Marine marrying another Marine, I believe, and she gave a speech to her. She said her vows to her future husband, but also to her stepson, who he was for. And she said, I may not have given you the gift of life, but you surely have given me the life of love, or something like that. And it was absolutely beautiful that it started to go viral. And these stepmom things are going viral because it's so untouched. And it needs that publicity. It needs people to talk about it. It's sort of, like a stigma around being a stepmom. 5 years ago, I would have never told anybody I was a stepmom.
Why?
I actually hit it.
I grew up with a stepmother and a stepfather, actually. So it never, and I'm a child of the 60s. So it never, my parents separated like in 69 and both remarried. So it seemed perfectly normal to me.
I'm with you. I just felt like no one really ever spoke about it 5 years ago. And then, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I just finally said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go for the whole, I have 5 kids, I have 6 kids, I have 7 kids. And people go, oh my goodness. And how does that feel?
You look great
and
for having 7 kids.
That's been a response, although I've only had 2, luckily. But yeah, so I just felt like there was a stigma, and it really hasn't been touched on. There's a huge niche here, and a lot of opportunity for growth, and a lot of people need the help. That's the main thing. I'm here to help because I know how difficult and challenging it can be, and boy, it's challenging.
How do you get on with your husband's ex-wives?
There's 2, and one is a really great friend. Yeah, she, does photos of the family, and the other one, not so great.
Not so great. That's interesting. And do you feel that it puts your husband in a tricky spot when he has to mediate, sort of?
Absolutely. Regardless of what the situation is, I feel that the husbands, the dads, are always in a tricky spot, no matter what. Perfect scenario, people don't get along, whatever it is. It's tough because they're your children, and then it's the stepmom, and if there's a scenario where, it's between the children and the and your stepkids, your husband is got a very fine line to walk, and that can be very challenging. They don't want to take your time or choose your side. They don't want to, it's hard. It's hard regardless.
And you can find some of the solutions on socialstepmom.com.
Sarah Paterson, thank you so much for joining us this evening. This is What She Said. We'll be right back.